Welcome back. This is Professor Lucien. We're going to be doing the Update 4 this is spring 2022. And I have on the screen here the assistance document, and this is the tab forecasting. So we're going to be forecasting now. We're going to be forecasting the priorities that are identified in last week's work. And what I have here on the screen is I've got two different tables we're going to be completing after we create these two tables, scatter plots to forecast the losses. And you can see here that I've got the colors lined up. I think I might have average down here too. Yeah, average per claim. And so you can see here when you look at this tab, I've got the new cause, the policy class code. That's what I used that year. We're going to be playing around. I'll probably do initially policy class code and new cause, and then I may make a second video exploring accident location. Looking into things a little bit closer. So I tend to like this table here on the left, with the idea being that when we have this was fiscal year, we're using calendar year for our current thing, is that we're going to have, we've got these totals, and then we're going to have the average, and we're going to use the averages, just a straight up annual average for the entries that say table. And then when we plot it through scatter plot and forecast it out, and we're going to be doing out to 2023 like we've been doing all along, whatever those numbers, those three numbers are, we'll put them here. We pick the lower of the two, just a justified lower of the two. We'll use a 25% ROI. I'll give you this equation, and then we'll fill in the information for the outliers and then some other information about from the demographics that we already have. So that's what we're going to be doing. So what I'd like to do is I'm going to copy this table over to my document, and I'll go over my document here in just a moment. Where do I want to put my work? That's really wide from where I was working before. I'm probably going to pay for this later. So I think I need 3 columns, isn't that right? And okay, so this is what I'm going to be working from. I mean, I've got the years and everything right here. So I think I'll just put it right here. Let's see what happens. Yeah, it's not too terrible. I'll just shrink the font a little bit. You know how I feel about that. And we'll go from here, because here's my annual. All right, let's go back. So what do I have here on the screen? I've got it boosted to 150%. So I've got my, this is the reduce. So this is my new cause with 34 outliers removed. This is the final tab that I had worked on in the last video. It's just what I went through, and I color coded these. To do that, you right click on a tab, and then you go up to tab color, and then you can pick something. So let's go back to my thing. And so I cleaned it up. So as I scroll down, and it's good if you haven't cleaned up your tabs yet, definitely do that. And you should have, all of you should have some insight that also go with this. Okay, I leave that out so that it's up to you. So here's my here's the annual trending table. I've got a 5-year average, which is based on 15 to 19, and then I've got the final 2-year averages. I think that's kind of interesting. Our 2021, we're 2022. So therefore our EMR is based on 18 to 20. So that's kind of interesting as well. I'll probably be using for the graph, or the scatter plot, 15 to 2020. But because of COVID, I think I'm just going to use the 15 to 19 for my average. Okay. That's different from typical years, but that's what I think I'm going to use. For my policy class code, I've got them all here. Oh, I still have the rates over here. I think that's funny. I've got my Pareto ratio set up here, so I know how much it represents. And actually, I need to indicate what it actually represents. It's going to be way up there, I'm pretty sure. Yeah, 86%. Which is 50% of these is 86%. Yeah, that's good. Accident location, and I've got my Paretos set up here. I would probably do half of them if I was to use accident location. Again, I'm not going to do that in this one. Got my accident source, and as you can see, I've got the original rank and the new rank. It was after the outliers. I have 34 outliers removed, just reminding you. I've got those things here. Then I've got my new cause, and I've got the original and the new. And it's interesting that originally Overexertion was number one, but then when we moved outliers, COVID jumped up into number one, but it'll be taken care of in the analysis. And then I've got my outliers down below. And I did a few things here. Just going to point out really quick. I can't believe this has been 5 minutes already. But we already had created these outlier numbers. And then what I did is I created just X's. So that what I could do is have the number of outliers. I did an equal count if in that range. Because what we're going to be doing with this tab, well, I'm going to move to a new tab, is it's going to be, what we're going to do is we're just going to eliminate what we're not interested in so that all is left is what we're interested in. And that is what is going to then fill our results tables, and then we will create scatter plots and we'll forecast. So that's what we're going to be doing. So I'm going to bring this over to a new tab, copy and paste. And where is my new tab? There we go. All right, I'm going to call this one forecast base, because I'm going to use this as the basis for all of my other work. So I'm going to copy and paste this here. So I've got something to sort. I'll be sorting my policy class code, so I may as well go ahead and do that right now. So I could go data filter, policy class code here. Yeah. All right. So I'm going to scroll down, blow this up. And so the two policy classes I'm going to focus on are 8829 and 8826. And I'm going to look and see what the priorities are within each of those. So since I need to set this up, what I'm going to do is I need to connect these to everything else here. So the table average, the average is right here. So I'm going to click on that. But you see, it's a fraction. We can't have a fraction. So I'm going to write in there int for integer and put that in parentheses. So it rounds it up to 75. The average cost is equal to, I'm going to scroll over. So my average for the 5 year is right here. Click that. And my forecasted would be the average for the total paid, which is right here. There. So now that I've set that up, if I copy and paste this to a new tab, and then whatever I do with the data, removing other claims, this will automatically update. The figure itself, that I have to fill in each time. The estimated loss, that is something I have to fill in each time. I'm going to use 25%. That's typed in. And then the equation is whatever I put here divided by 1 plus the desired ROI. And that's just a manipulation of the return on investment equation. So the number of outliers, that's typed in. So I got to hit equal. I got to scroll down, and now you'll see why I created that X thing. So the number of outliers is 34. That'll automatically update. The next one is the average. I got to get that after I put in the total paid for outliers. I go equal. Scroll down. Here's my total paid. Hit return. Let's see. Percent outliers of total paid. Well, I need to divide that by the new total. The new total is, gonna go up here. So this is the original amounts. It's right here. So I'll type in 3722191. Hit return. And outliers that are open, I'll just hit equal sign and scroll back down to the bottom. And the number open is right there. So that automatically updates for me. And I got a few more to do. So the number of open claims is equal to, and I got to scroll up to the top, and it's right here. What's the next thing? Next thing is the $0 claims. Hit equal sign, and I got to go up to here. $0 claims are right here, 96. And the median is equal to, again, this is the one that gets updated. This is the original. Median's right here. I got the average right there. You know what? I'm going to add that. Average per claim. again, this is stuff that I make, I made this. So as I see it would be interesting to have more information, I can do that. There we go. Might be interesting to do paid average too. Paid average per claim. Just to see how they change. And 8 equal to paid average. Where are you? Paid average. Average only factoring in paid claims right there. Boom. All right. Interesting, I think. They could be in a different order too, but again, I'm always trying to update this as a presentation. All right, so now that I've done this, I could graph it, but it's going to look exactly the same as it did when we did it 2 weeks ago. So I'm going to file, save as. I got to save my work as a new document. Week 4. Just have to change one number, and it's saving where I want it to. All right, so now let's do our first one. So I'm going to copy this to a new tab. So my base is set. I can always go back to it. I've already sorted by policy class code. So let's see what my priorities are. So let's see here. Number 1, the policy class code for number 1 is 8829. So what I'm going to do is I've already sorted by 8829. I'm going to delete everything that is not 8829. So that was the biggest number. So it's at the bottom. So I'm scrolling up and just visually, I can make this a little bit bigger for you. Already 11 minutes. Wow. Scrolling. I mean, the thing is, yeah, it takes time to scroll, but once we delete what we don't want, it makes it a lot easier. Oh, wrong. There we go. So now I'm going to delete everything here. And I'm actually going to delete it. I'm not just going to cut it away. I'm going to delete it. So I highlighted it, right click, delete. All I have are claims that are for policy class code 8829. So the next thing I want to do is I want to sort by new cause code. So now I'm going to data, filter. And, I wonder if I should use this as base though first. Because I could just go base with 8829. Yeah, that's probably a good idea. So let's go 8829 base. All right. And I'm not going to delete anything. I'm going to go down and take care of the, what do you call them? The outliers. Oh, I passed them already. So I got to delete I got to sort this as well. Hit that twice. Policy class code. So all I have is 8829. And I mean, there's only one other base I'm going to make. There's my 8829. We could actually forecast just 8829 and see what it looks like. Should we? I'm game. So we got the year in the count. And it looks like there was nothing in 2020. So we're going to have to just go up to 19. That's really odd. That's really strange. Insert. Scatter plot. But why is there no 8829? It's 375 of them, but none. I'm gonna have to double check that just to make sure, but that is weird. It's strange. So I am doing this in real time, just so everybody knows. Let's do a trend line. And we'll extend it. We want to go out to 2023. So I think we have to go 4 from that. Yep. Get an R-square value. See how that is. It's pretty good, actually. Yeah. So it looks like it's going good. And I mean, based on the last 2 years, 0. So that's kind of interesting. How many outliers? We have 29 outliers. Did any of them occur after? No, 0. It's almost as if none were working those 2 years. That 8829, I don't know. That's really odd. Huh. Well, we will see what happens, right? All right, I want to do the second one real quick. I want to see if I get that to happen again. So copy and paste. And now what I'm going to do is get rid of the second priority by policy class code. So we just did 829. We got to do 8826. Blow this up so you can see it better. All right, 8826. I'll bring this more to the center so you can see what I'm doing. This is a visual. I'm highlighting until I see 8826. Oh, there it is. There we go. There's that. I'm going to delete it. Delete 8829. Scrolling up to the top of 8826. There it is. There's 8824. So what I'm doing is we're focusing on just two policy class codes. So we can, it's an indication of, where the priorities are. All right, let's scroll down and see what we got here. I'm going to have to update this, correct? Or did I do that in the base? I must have done it in the base. But the table, for some reason, what? Okay, something's not right here. Because now all we have are those guys right there. Is it that... This doesn't seem right, does it? Did my data set become corrupted? Because it's interesting that these two policy class codes So I'm going back to my policy class code all. It has outliers there as well. I could do it with PC and COVID. What happened when we did this? 229 still is number one. Oh, I don't have I do have the years. Okay. It would seem that there would have to be some in 2021, the 8829. If I was to delete, okay, I'm going to save my work. I'm going to go up there. I'm going to do an experiment here. I'm going to sort this. Oh, it's already highlighted. So I'm going to do it by policy class code. And I'm going to delete everything that's not 8829. And I'm going to see if I get the same result. Oh, where are you going? What happened? There's a big gap there. It's because the COVID has been removed. All right, let's kill that gap. I'm going to have to use a Control Z to replace all this stuff. So let's delete that. Okay, now I got to do policy class code. Maybe that is what screwed everything up. I don't know. A to Z. All right, there we go. And now I'm going to delete everything that is not 8829 and see if there's anything that... Oh, come on. I hate it when it does that. There we go. Let's scroll over here and just take a quick look. So my other ones are just 2020 and 21. Now there are a few that are not. But then I'm not seeing any after that. I'm recording. This is a weird data set. Well, that's, you discover it when you discover it. We'll just move forward with what we had. So now I got to do a Control Z to get everything to go back to the way it was. Okay, I think that was it. Did that do it? Yeah, I think that did it. Maybe one more Control Z. All right, there. That. Yeah, that's going to be interesting for sure, because this is just... I almost feel like I have to do an 8824 now. Let's see. This is 8826, or we may have to default to accident location. I don't know. That, yeah, I might have to go to accident location because that is crazy. That doesn't really help us much. That is really wild. Really wild. Wonder what happened at this place. All right, so forecasted base. I'm going to copy this over to a new tab. Paste. I'm going to sort by accident location. Boy, that really caught me off guard. We're at a 20-minute mark here, so I'm not really sure. I thought I was going to be able to finish this, but all of a sudden we get this thrown at us. All right, let's see where we were here with accident location. Accident source, accident location. Where's our number one? Our number one, which used to be number two, and the old number one dropped to 4 when we removed the outliers. Interesting, right? So some of the most expensive claims. I mean, it would... So L305 dropped quite a bit. Whereas L307, let's see what's going on with L307. Okay? All right, so L307. So we're going to delete everything that's not L307. And then we'll see what the results are. Boy, COVID really messed. I mean, especially with a healthcare organization. But that's... didn't expect to see that. Oh, where are you going? Yep. L306. Delete. All right, we just have L307. Oh, nope. Got L308 in here as well. I mean, we don't really know what these mean, but it's what they coded it, and so L517. I wonder if we caught that. Did we? I don't know. Probably. I think everything had worked. All right, let's see what we got here. Here's our year, policy class code. There were no... Oh. Yeah, this seems like maybe a better cross-section, doesn't it? 141. Okay. Got some interesting numbers here. All right, let's see if this we'll do up to there. Insert, scatter. Again, this is just the count. R square. We're going all to 19, so I got to add 4 years. Looks like it's going down to nothing. And where's my R square? That's a good R square. And if I look on the trend here in 2020, it jumped up. I bet you that's mostly COVID, though. You think? I mean, it could be. You know, because right now it's not sorted by year, so we wouldn't know. But let's see what the major new causes are. Overexertion, there's quite a few. Okay, this is L307. L307 base. If we were to take L307, and I need to update down here as well. I haven't been doing that because I've been frustrated with what we've had. But you should always, let's see, accident location, sort, get rid of everything that's not L307. Okay, so just a handful. Overexertion patient related seems to be the leading issue. What have we got here? We got 5 outliers. Here are the totals. 12% of the total paid. Interesting. 5 open claims. There's the averages. And here's the estimated annual average. Here, I'll do the total paid for you. I'll probably have to wrap things up here and come back after I had some time to kind of process this. All right, so we just go to 19. Is that correct? I think that's correct. Insert. All right. Let's go to select data because I have to give it its X values, which are 15 through 19. Hit OK. Let's do trend line. Go forward 4 years and get me an R square. Yeah, the R square is not good. So it's going down. But there was a huge dip in 2017. And then it kind of popped up again. But it was really high in 2016, which is why we still have. All right, so let's bring these here. I usually put, I should do one for average. Do I want to? Let's see what it looks like. Yeah, I can. Average through 19, insert, scatter plot. I'm just going to move this over so I can get the X values. Select data, edit, X values 15 through 19. Hit OK, do a trend line. So it's kind of busy work. I'm still kind of thrown by what we found. I'm not going to lie to you. I mean, they make it look like the average is going up. But the thing is, the average is simply the paid divided by the count. And so if the count's going down, the average is going to go up. So let's enter it because I want to show you the way it is. So the average number of claims per year. I guess I didn't put the average in there, so I guess we don't need it. Wait, no, we do. Average cost, average claim. So, sorry. I'm so flustered by the realization that policy class code didn't work. So the count, it's in 2023, it's 0. The total paid is right around 20,000. And the average paid is right around, it's a little over it's between 4,000 and 4,500. Let's go 42. So then what do? We pick the lower of the two. Because that would be the conservative way to do it. So we put in 20,000. And it automatically estimates a requested investment of 16,000. Now that request for 16,000 is conservative because the table would say next year it's going to be, or I should say this should actually be 2023 because that's what we're forecasting to. Anything else? Next year. That it's based on the lower of the two, that it would be, other than the low year in 2017, it is the lowest. If we look at what was paid in 2020 and 2021, 82, that would have brought it up. This one's still 2. So it would have actually angled up if we had kept in 2020, but COVID, right? We're trying to remove that influence. And so this is very conservative. So this amount requested is conservative, especially concerning that we're not including about $450,000 in outliers. So that's actually unjustifiably low. But yeah, really just looking at it, that you could maybe put in a 40,000 there. It would be twice that amount. We can see that pretty easily. But that's basically what we're shooting for, is to try to say, all right, we're going to focus on this one priority. Actually, we didn't even reduce the causes yet. And we need to do that. Yeah, well, I mean, it's going to automatically update now, so that's maybe we should have done that right away. So let's look and see what it is for overexertion patient. All right. All right. Yes, this is already taking way too long, and I'm still flustered. And my wife came into my office. That threw me off a little bit too. We're just going to look at overexertion patient. Yep. Oh, one didn't disappear. We're down to 40 claims. Yeah, that's interesting. Let's see what happened here. The count. That should have automatically updated. Why didn't that update? Edit. Y values. Oh, great. Something is really off right now. Because this shouldn't be doing that. Edit. X values, Y values. My Y values are right there. Yeah, this is not ideal at all. So, and I would be correct to do this too there. So there's 3 outliers. Did at least that, okay, so at least that updated, and so did that as well. It finally did it. God, stupid thing. Okay, let's fix this now, shall we? 2023, so the number's about 9. So now for the figure, we get about 9. For the average paid, we are at about, I'm just going to round up to 60. And the average is right around 75. 7500. So, this is different. I mean, we're still going to go with the lower of the two, 21,000, because I don't like to go with weird numbers. So we could ask for a little bit more. So it's a little bit clearer. We're asking for 6,800. Doesn't include 3 claims that total 115. We get this other information. So this is one of our priorities, I guess. So this would be LS or action location L307. The cause is patient overexertion patient. And it does look like this is something that is increasing, as you can see. This is what we want to do for all our sets of a location or policy class code and a cause, a new cause, is to come up with numbers that can go in here that we can trend and see, are they going up? They're going up. And actually, it looks like it's more of a, I mean, we just looked at it from without isolating it. So I think this is interesting. This is what I was hoping to find when I did the policy class code, and it didn't happen. So weird. Can't believe it didn't happen. And you can verify my numbers here, you know. Oh yeah, that was the original. If we come down here, it's 40. So you can see here the breakdown here. All the outliers are in the policy class code 8829. 3 of them happened here, 8 in 15, 16, 17. So that's what probably brought it down. So with outliers in, it probably would have looked, this would have looked more even probably, because these 3 numbers would have gone up to here probably, or up here, and then it would look like it was going down. So, yeah, so I'm going to end the video here, and I'm going to look ahead here instead of discovering these weird things, and I'll kind of review it with you. But this is the basic steps we do, is you create a base, and then you copy it to a new tab, and then you, from what the priorities say over here, depending if you're doing policy, class, or location, you go up and sort by it, and then you delete the ones that aren't the number 1 priority you're focusing on. or just the priority you're focusing on, because we have more than one. And then from there, you look at the accident or the new cause codes and see what is the number one, and then you sort by that and delete that. So you're just looking at the claims that have a particular accident location or policy class code that you're focusing on and a new cause that you're focusing on. And then you update this results table here for forecasting, and we get an estimated requested investment that's meant to be conservative. Okay, that's it.